What's up, guys, and welcome back to the channel. I am Coach Mike, and today we are breaking down my first defensive scheme of the year. It is going to be a cover 3 heavy scheme with a few non-cover 3 plays mixed in there strategically. But before we jump into it, I want to talk about something that's really important for this scheme and really any scheme, and that is aligning your scheme to your roster. So one thing you will see, guys, is I do run some plays out of the nickel and dime formation, and since the current meta of the game, at least as far as league versus league goes, is run heavy, this is an absolutely essential tip. If you put cornerbacks into either this spot at the nickel or this spot at the dime, this scheme will not work. Even though I'm using nickel and dime, I want big-bodied safeties in those positions because I am primarily playing the run and just putting out some kind of challenging zone plays where if they're going to pass for it, they're going to have to work for it, make the right read and whatnot. So guys, align your scheme to the defensive setup that you have. So if you've got 4 great linebackers and 3 really crappy defensive linemen, you're probably going to run 3-4. Similarly, if you have crappy linebackers and a great defensive line, you'll probably want to run 4-3. So try to get plays that make sense with your best players on the field. But remember, this early in the season, you are going to want to make sure that you're stopping the run first without just making the passing game super easy. Like something like an 8-man blitz on every play where they could just throw a drag route for a touchdown every play. So keep that in mind. Only use this scheme if you are going to put safeties in those positions. If you put corners in those positions, it's not going to work anywhere near as effectively, and I don't want to hear you complain. But anyways, let's go ahead and hop into the scheme. All right, guys, so hopping into this cover 3 scheme, you're going to notice that basically everything is zone coverage, and the reason is simple. Just in prior years of Madden and this one, man coverage is just not that great. It's really easy to come out with a route that's going to beat man all the time. So generally, I try to mix in the occasional man play, but all of my schemes are going to be very heavy on the zone setup. This one in particular is going to be a very heavy cover 3 scheme. So we're going to go ahead and jump into it, and I'm going to kind of talk about the play selection and, more importantly, why those plays are selected. So on first down, this is a situation where most of the time people are going to run. Like the goal on first down is to pick up as many yards as you can. Don't lose yards because then you're put into an awful situation. If you lose 4 yards, now you're facing 2nd and 14, and you're going to have to pass the ball. So with the goal being to try to pick up, 3 to however many yards to a touchdown, running the ball on first down is the smart play. So what I'm going to be doing here on first down is essentially doing a combination of blitzes from both sides. That way, if they're trying to take it out off the outside or up the gut, you're going to have some coverage. And it starts with 3 double sky. The reason I like it, you've got some, 6 guys dropping out in zone. So if they do try to do something like a quick bomb, it's not going to be that effective, and there is going to be blanket coverage. But at the same time, you've got 5 guys going in there and actually rushing on the play. Next one that we're going to get to here, guys, after that one is going to be overload 3 press. Similar situation. Again, we've got 6 guys dropping into zone coverage, 5 guys rushing, and this one is going to be a little bit more of a heavier blitz up the middle. So I want that combination. But again, with these plays, you'll see these are both dime plays. This is why you want those safeties on the field, because you don't want your corners to just get overrun. I then do like to throw in, because they are going to be seeing some blitzes from drive 1 to drive 2. They're going to see a lot of first downs. So I do put saw 3 bluff in there, because sometimes when people see a whole bunch of blitzing, they will just go for a pass thinking they'll get something easy. And I have gotten some interceptions stopping the drives with soft 3 bluff. The way the play lines up, it really looks like they're going to blitz, and then everybody drops back into coverage. So I do like to put that one in there. And then finally on first down is will fire 3 seam. Again, same thing. You're going to see 6 zones out there, 5 guys rushing. And I just want that combination so that if they're going on one drive or one drive to the next, that they don't get comfortable with blitzes only coming from one side. I want them to second guess it, so they're having to make that decision of outside run, inside run, go left, go right. Moving on to second and short, again, this is going to be a pretty straightforward, most of the time, running situation. And for this one, again, you'll see throughout this scheme, I use 4 plays, which means there's basically a 25% chance of each play being called up. So that they should, in fact, face a few of them. And it's going to start with overload 3 press here. As you can see, once again, cover 3, 6 zones, 5 guys rushing. And this one is going to give a little bit more pressure up the gut. Short yardage situations, I do things like, halfback sting, halfback dive, something like that on an inside run is just safe. Next, we're going to use strong safety scrape 3 for this one. Strong slant 3. Again, you'll see all cover 3. And there is one other play that I call in this situation that's not going to be there, and it is Mike Dime Blitz. This is the one-man play coverage that's here. And again, the reason I want to do this is to mix it up. If they see the occasional man, even if it's like 1 out of 10 plays that they see, they're not just going to write it off and only try to go with zone beaters. Having a little variety is going to be a good thing. And yeah, so that's kind of the way I go. But you'll see all 4 of the plays in here are, in fact, blitzes. Moving on to second and medium. Sorry about it. That got caught off with a phone call, but we're going to go ahead and restart second and medium. So second and medium, again, a lot of times they are going to be looking to do something like an inside run if it's short, because the medium is like 4 to 7 yards as far as what the game looks at there. So I want to have, again, decent coverage so they can't do something like a drag route and take it to the house, but still being a primarily run-stopping play. So I'm going to start it here with corner blitz 3. Going to bring that corner blitz off the edge in case they're doing something like an outside run there, which can stop it. And then I'm also going to throw in Mike Scrape 3 press here and nickel blitz 2. Again, second and medium, I want to be blitzing. Blitzing is good if they're passing and inexperienced, but it's also good to stop the run. Nickel blitz 2, you'll see, is one of the few plays that is not cover 3 that I include. And reason being, I tend to use it in these short to medium situations because you've got your flat zones covered. And that nickel blitzing, especially if you've got a fast, hard-hitting safety, can cause fumbles and just generally mess up somebody's day. And then beyond that, I've got the 3 blitzes and then one additional play that we have here. Let's see, we had corner blitz 3, cover 3 press is not the blitz. So again, this one kind of going in that same spot. Second and medium, I want to guard the flats so that they can't do something like a flat zone and just, just throw it out into the flat and get some yards after the catch. So I wanted something in there that could cut that one down. Moving on to second and long, again, you don't want to just completely abandon the run here because second and long could be something as simple as 2nd and 8, which in my opinion is still very much a running situation. But of course it could be 2nd and 20 as well if they were careless. So because of that, I do want to make sure that we've got something to factor in both. And it starts here with 3 double sky coming out of the dime formation. So again, make sure you have your safeties in the nickel and dime position or do not use this scheme. Moving on from that one, we are going to see that we also have cover 3 sky. Again, it's a long situation. I do want to have some decent coverage in there, but at the same time, I do want to have some blitzing, which is why throwing nickel blitz 2 in there makes sense. And then saw 3 bluff. So here we're looking at basically 2 blitz, 2 coverage, but saw 3 bluff does look like a blitz. Moving on to third and short, guys. This is, again, a situation where most people are going to run or do a short little drag route, something like that. It's basically 3rd and 3 or less. So you're probably not having to defend the bombs. So you could maybe get a little more aggressive in this situation. The challenge is if you get really aggressive in this situation and they catch on, like you do something like engage 8. The problem is the second time that they face that situation, if that's what they're expecting, they have the potential to take it to the house. So in this situation, overload 3 press, strong safety scrape 3 are the 2 that come out of zone. And then I've got blitz C, which is actually coming out of the goal line formation, which is probably the riskiest play here, but it's only a 25% chance of coming out there. Overload 3 press, if I didn't have that one, and then under smoke. So all 4 of them are in fact blitzes, 2 with that cover 3 coverage that you normally see. Moving on, third and medium, guys, we've got under smoke once again, strong safety scrape 3, overload 3 press, and blitz C. Again, short yardage situations, especially on third down, it is something that you want to stop. Third and medium, we've got free fire 3, nickel blitz 2 coming out of the blitz plays there. Again, you'll see something there in that medium. I talked about it on the other ones. I want blitzes coming from different sides. I want the flats covered, and I do primarily want cover 3. So since we saw that one, I do have some just general cover 3 here out of the 3-4 formation. Lots of coverage there, and cover 3 sky. Both of these plays, since we're in a medium situation, that tends to be where someone's going to take a little bit more risk. It's third and medium, so it could be as much as like 3rd and 7. They may be looking for something like an angle route, a crossing route, so having some decent coverage in that situation is going to be a bit of a safeguard. Moving on to third and long, guys. In this situation, as far as zone coverage plays that we're going to select here, we are going to have nickel blitz 2, overload 3 press, saw 3 bluff, On the zone side, I think I may have a man coverage. Nope, I do have one more blitz in this one. But it is a blitz out of the dime formation there with 1 DB blitz. Or actually, I'm sorry, no, that's at a quarter formation there. So when you've got that situation, you definitely want to make sure that you've got those safeties, because you're pulling big guys, you're pulling linebackers off the field. If you're only filling them in with corners, you may just get trucked over, and that's not what you want to see. However, it is 3rd and long, so it is a situation where you do want coverage and not to go ham. For 4th and short, I'm going to use pinch block O, blitz A, dime blitz 2. Again, super important that you have your safeties here, or you are really going to get screwed in that situation. And then finally, flat buzz right there. So again, it's a zone coverage play, but it's out of that goal line formation, so they're going to think that it's a run stuff. And since you've got a pretty stacked line, if they try something like an inside run there, it should do decent enough. For 4th and long here, guys, in the zone side, we're going to come out with 3 double buzz. You see there, you've got your 3 deep zones for cover 3. You've also got your flats guarded. Reason I like kind of those shallow zones and those flats is because they're close enough that they can still play the run, you know, if the guy's coming out and just running the ball. We then have nickel blitz 2. Again, it's a great play. You just don't want to have a ton of cover 2 because cover 2 is super easy to beat. So when you sprinkle in cover 2 with a cover 3 scheme, you have to sprinkle it in lightly, because if they can expect cover 2, they can call plays that will beat it. Because again, cover 2 is really, really easy to gash with crossing routes, post routes. There's a lot that can beat cover 2, so I want to be very sparingly with how I use it. Overload 3 press and saw 3 bluff round out the 4th and long situation. Now for 2-point conversions, here, do I have anything? Yep, I've got I've got flat buzz. Reason being, it's coming out of the goal line formation, so you've got a lot of guys on the line to stop things like inside runs, but you're also guarding those flat routes. Those flat routes can really be an easy target. Things like PA counter waggle has a really good tight end route to the flat, and if you don't cover the flats, it's going to have almost a 100% conversion rate. So aside from that, I've also got in strong slant 3 and will Sam 3. So again, in all of these situations, I want to have a decent amount of guys up front, kind of jamming the center so that someone can't get away with just cheesing an inside run, but still having enough guys out there in coverage that if they do something like middle slant, or really anything that's like a drag route or a slant route, that there's something there that can shut it down. But anyways, guys, that's been the scheme. It has been getting me some turnovers. It has been getting me some stops. And if you watch the live stream, this is the exact same scheme that I used in the live stream, that the only game in Arena that I lost was against a guy who had like +5 overall and 1,000 power on me. But anyways, guys, I love you. I will see you soon. This season, again, not going to be daily content coming from the channel. However, when there's new promos, you know, that are pretty short, things like that, I will try to do promo guides, scheme guides, play breakdowns, and things like that, just at the rate that I can do it. But with homeschooling and work and everything else in the world going on, it's just tough for me to make videos. But anyways, I love you guys. I will see you soon. I'm Coach Mike, and I'm out.